Welcome back everyone to my YouTube channel where I talk about casino, affiliate marketing and a bunch of other stuff. And in this video, I'm going to go over some of the reasons why some websites are doing really well while some websites completely fail. And I want to really start this video by saying that this is basically kind of a roll of the dice sometimes, and not even the best people in casino affiliate marketing or in SEO is going to understand why some websites are doing really well and some websites are not doing that well. So I have experienced this myself so many times. I have been building many websites in my career of 8 years doing casino affiliate marketing. I feel like on some websites I've been doing, everything right. I've been doing it just exactly as the very successful website I've done, and I get zero traffic. And as an example, one of my first websites, I was not really happy with it. I don't think it's objectively a good website, but it went really well. But the more I have been working with casino affiliate marketing and the more I've learned about casino affiliate marketing, my success rate on my website have gone up, and I'm still very bullish on this industry and that it can work. And if you are putting in, the right efforts and the right knowledge, and if you have patience, the chances are that you are going to succeed. But there are obviously things that can happen with a website, and there are also some reasons why your website is not ranking, and that is what I'm going to go through in this video. So let's say that you have a website that is doing very bad, because probably that's why you're watching this video. Maybe these things can help you out in your next website that you're building, because I feel like you should not give up just because you have maybe one website that is not doing very well. I have one of these things in my PowerPoint slide that I'm going to talk about, but I also want to mention it very early in this video in case some people drop off. You need to have patience. I talk about this all the time, and you need to have delayed gratification, because like in every business venture that you're ever going to do in your life, unless you are extremely lucky in some pump and dump meme coin, it's going to take time to create a business. And listening to every big business person that exists in this world, no one was successful immediately. Apple, Facebook, maybe, all of this stuff, like no one was successful in the beginning. Maybe some few were, but the people that become really successful are the people that are just putting in the very hard work. I can use myself as an example with this YouTube channel. I have been working really hard on this YouTube channel. I am soon been adding over 100 videos to this. I'm getting really good feedback on many of my videos. I think it's very fun to create these videos, so I have the motivation. It also converts really well to my school community, because a lot of you that maybe are watching have joined my community, maybe because they like the quality, even though I don't have 100,000 views. So that is really fun to see that people are joining the community, maybe based on my perseverance in continuing to add a lot of videos to my YouTube channel, even though I am not getting the views that maybe I hope to get after doing this for, I don't know, 1.5 years I've been uploading YouTube videos, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to do it every week. I'm going to post a video, because I'm not giving up on this YouTube channel, or, my dream in creating an even bigger school community, which you can also obviously find the link in the description. So I'm going to go into my slides, like always. Also, I want to let you know in why I am creating like this video, why I have this topic, and why I'm not basically going back to going more into the hands-on detail stuff. And the reason for this is because I have my YouTube channel and I have been posting 85 videos, and I am covering everything there is almost already about casino affiliate marketing. So if there's something that you want me to create a video about, maybe you want me to create a new video about something, just let me know and I will do it. But I have beginners tutorials, I have videos about keyword research, I have videos about, getting your first operator, I have videos about how long it takes to start making money. I have videos about templates and themes. I have in-depth guides on creating quality content. I have a lot of things. If you already watched all of my videos and you want to deep dive more into the hands-on, course material, which takes you from start to finish, which covers everything way more in detail. I have my course inside of my community. It's not necessary to take this course. You can find most of it on my YouTube channel. But if you want the process to be faster, and if you want to learn more, and if you want to have a customized approach where you can actually talk to me every day, if you have questions, I always reply super fast. If you want to be around a lot of other people that is doing casino affiliate marketing, there is this community for it. It's $49 a month. So you can go through the course in 1 month, and then you can just leave if you don't like it. But yeah, I have a lot of content on casino affiliate marketing. So I'm trying to come up with new videos to make. This is one of them. So let's start. I forgot to put numbers here again, but who cares? So starting without the proper knowledge, I did this in the beginning. I was just like a bulldozer. I was just going. I didn't learn anything, mainly also because there was not really that many resources out there in casino affiliate marketing. Trying to ask my friends that were doing it, and I got very slow replies. Obviously, I was using YouTube a lot, especially when it comes to SEO and building websites. But I think that I started way too fast without knowing enough to get started. And this is very important. Obviously, you're also going to learn by doing, and this is self-explanatory, but really learning the basics and learning as you go as well. Let's say that you're going to create your website, then that day you start to find videos about creating a website, and then you kind of like follow steps. Almost like I mentioned with my course, you can just implement everything that I'm talking about in every video, and then you're going to have an amazing website set up that is very optimized. Another thing that it's going to happen if you're not starting with the proper knowledge is that it will cost you a lot of time and a lot of money. And for me, the time aspect here is actually very important, because time is also money, For every second that you're not successful is going to be a second where you're not making money. So don't also take too much outdated advice, because in SEO there are a lot of outdated advice. I'm not saying that I am on the super forefront of everything that happens, because everything is moving very fast. But thanks to the community and thanks to my own hard work with this, I am updating myself a lot in the industry. And don't just take my advice on everything. Also go to YouTube and find other people that are talking about this similar subject, so you can create your own opinion on stuff. I think that is also very important. Also, when you're in a community, you can ask and you can talk to other people. We are having meetings every week. So in these meetings, we are talking about everyone's experience when it comes to SEO and everything. And that is very rewarding. Even for me, I'm learning a lot from my own community members. So that is amazing. And the next one is not focusing on basics. A lot of people are trying to find shortcuts. Maybe they want to buy a website because they don't want to spend the time building it themselves. But that is basically like buying a house without knowing how it was built. So if something breaks, you don't know how to fix it. And especially with AI, it feels like people are trying to find a lot of shortcuts when it comes to this. But the basics are boring, maybe for some people, but they are going to give you the most long-term benefits and the most long-term result. And also, it's very hard to understand advanced things before you understand the very foundational things. So as an example, if you're building your first website, don't try to go overboard building the most advanced, craziest interactive website where you can, filter through different types of, odds and whatever it might be. Build something very foundational and become very happy with it. Make it very user-friendly and very pleasing to the eyes. And after that, you can start experimenting with more advanced tactics. I think this goes for almost everything in life. Just focusing on the basics. Let's say that you want to learn how to play golf, for example. You really need to practice the swing and practice the technique slow and steady, so that you don't learn the wrong techniques in the beginning, so it gets stuck in your muscle memory. The same thing with me, and I'm playing a lot of pool nowadays. I think it's very fun. And I'm also really trying to focus on just making very straight shots instead of trying to go into making all of these curve shots and all of that. So I can really master the basics. I think it's important in everything. And obviously, when you know the basics, you can try to scale a bit and advance yourself with different tactics. So one of the reasons why some website doesn't succeed is basically because they don't have the basic components of what makes a website succeed. Another thing that I think is important is that you are not diversifying enough, and this could be diversifying into different markets. I can also add here that it's also diversifying into different niches. Because if you do this and you have a couple of websites, it doesn't, obviously it sucks still, but if one of your website doesn't work out, you still have other like eggs in different geographical baskets that can work. And this is basically shooting with the shotgun instead of the sniper. I always recommend people to start with one market, and when they have kind of like a proof of concept, they can start scaling into different markets. I made this mistake myself. I think I've been talking about it. I was so heavily focused on the Brazilian market a couple of years ago, and then the regulations come, and I didn't really have that many other products that I was running. So I think I lost like 75% of my revenue from December 2024 to January 2025. So I was kind of anticipating that this is going to happen with the regulations. So I actually took some old domains in November 2024 and started a new multi-geo project in the European market. And that project is now doing really well. So the Brazilian products, I sold them, but they're not doing that great, to be honest. But I was creating new baskets of markets, and now I'm doing really great again with that product. And this one, I think I talked about it in my other video, but what I mean here is basically that you are not spending your time on the things that matters. You have to be strategic. The example I used there was that I was working a really long time on creating some weird quizzes on my website that absolutely made no sense. It didn't bring me any revenue. It only took up so much of my time. I was not focusing on the things that was going to move the needle forward. And this kind of ties into, the knowledge part, that you need to understand what you need to focus on. And the best way to know what to focus on is to ask people that knows what to focus on. I've seen this a lot, honestly, also with students that come in. They've been building this website and they've been spending so much time on a website. Maybe they spent even like 4 or 5 months before they even launched a website. And then they launched a website and everything is a mess because they were focusing on too much on weird things. They were spending hours and hours on things that I was just looking at it and I was thinking, this is great, but it's not going to work. Obviously, I don't know everything, but some things it's very easy for me to be able to tell people that don't do this because this is not going to work, or basically try to do this instead because this is way more likely to work. I have a good example of this as well. Let's say that you want to launch a website in Japan, in that market, and you are spending so much time and you launch your website, and then you realize that people in Japan, they don't even use Google. So how are you going to drive traffic then? It could be the same thing if you're entering the US market, which is very competitive and you need a license, and you create your website and maybe you get a DMCA claim or whatever it might be, or you cannot find any operators to work with just because you didn't really know what to focus on. So you spend too much time on things that did not equal progress at all. So consistent execution versus the shiny object syndrome. It kind of ties in as well with the delayed gratification mindset that some people have some problem with. But you have to repeat what works. And even if you don't see results from it, repeat what works for other people, copy successful websites and successful people, and do what they are doing. Try to do it better than they are doing, and try to do it for a longer period than they are doing, because that is inevitably going to lead you, hopefully, to success. And failure is basically the opposite. You're switching focus every 2 weeks. You felt like this was not going to work. I need to create a new website with another, focus. Maybe I need to try a different niche. Maybe casino affiliate marketing is not working because it didn't work for you after 2 weeks. Because if you focus on all of these things that are working for other people, this is going to compound, and you have the proof of concept that it has been working for other people. So if you can just put in the hard work, you are way more likely to succeed with your website and your project. Try to have a data-driven approach instead of just blind guessing. I think that this is one of my own biggest weakness. I am going very hard instead of maybe stopping sometimes and see what is working so I can scale in the correct way. I have been shooting maybe too much with the shotgun instead of switching to the sniper sometimes, but really learn how to read the data from everything. Let's say that you create a website, try to tag as much as you can so you can see which of your pages are doing very well, which of your pages are not doing that well. You really need to learn, for example, how to track what pages on your website are indexed, because if you're not even aware that none of your pages on your website are indexed, maybe there could be a very simple error that you can just kind of fix. It's the same thing when you're optimizing the brands you're listed on your website. You should always try to optimize your monetization on the brands that are working, because it's also kind of an opportunity loss. Let's say that you have a brand on position 1 and you send like 100 registered players to this brand, but only 2 people deposited. Maybe not all 100, but maybe let's say 50 of these people would have deposited on another casino that you had on position 1, and maybe half of them would have deposited. So instead of having a casino where you wasted 100 visitors, you could list another casino that is going to give you 25 FTDs just because you didn't really check the stats on this. Maybe you have one casino that is working really well on a certain keyword, but one casino that is not really working that well on another keyword. Try to find solutions on this. This is things that I'm going through in my course as well. So if you are more interested in deep diving about this, I suggest you having a look at that. Being data-driven is not only applied to your own project, but also to apply on competitors. Because if you are doing keyword research, if you are looking at markets, if you're looking at brands, always try to look what is working for your competitors, because a lot of this information is public. You can use tools as Ahrefs or SEMrush or SimilarWeb, whatever it might be. You can even use the search results to see what keywords people are using, what approaches they're using, and use their data in order to drive your own decisions. And I've been doing this a lot. I've never been inventing the wheel myself. I've always been taking stuff that is working for other people, and I've been implementing them on my own website. Because if you're finding websites in the search results that are ranking really well, you kind of understand that, okay, Google likes what this website is doing. So if I can take as much of their recipe of success and apply it to my own website, my chances of succeeding is going to be, exponentially higher. So I really recommend tracking this. It comes down to everything. It comes down to backlinks. It comes back to your backlink velocity, anchor text, diversity, ranking positions, so you know where you should focus your backlinks, and also see what works on your website so you can scale the things that are working. I'm using this as an example a lot, but when I was working on my old website, the Brazilian one, it was actually a sports betting website from the beginning, but I started to post a lot of kind of game provider pages and keywords on the website. They started to pick up really fast. So I continued doing these type of articles because I saw that they were working really well. And even after I sold this, I continued targeting these same type of keywords in the Brazilian market because I knew that they were working really well for me. So I was kind of building on the data that I have. The sports betting keywords for me in Brazil was very hard. It never really worked for me. So I stopped focusing on them altogether. SEO foundations versus content dumping. You really need to start your website with structure, especially topical authority structure, keyword strategy, and also your internal linking. Because if Google cannot find a clear purpose of your website, why should they show it to people in the search results? So don't just dump content. I've seen this also when I'm doing website audits, which is something that I also do for my community members. And I see that they've been just throwing up a lot of pages with no content at all, just because they want to maybe put something flashy on their website or list a lot of slot machines. And that is not going to work because it doesn't bring any value at all to the website's visitors. So starting your website in staging mode before you launch it, so that once you launch, Google is going to easily assess and understand what your website is about, and you got way better chances to succeed with your website. And I think this is actually one of the biggest reasons why websites fail, because they don't have a plan. They don't know what niche to target. They don't know what keywords to target. And they don't know how to fill the whole topical authority kind of umbrella. They're not adding any supporting content. There is no trust. There's no EAT on the website. So really try to not rush the launch of your website because, like I mentioned, this is, I think, one of the biggest reasons why websites fail, because they don't have the foundation. I'm talking a lot about outsourcing here on my channel and also in my community because I think that it's very important. I think that if you have the money to invest in hiring writers or virtual assistants or editors, developers, whatever it might be, you can scale your products way faster. I have a really good developer, not because I can't do it myself, because a lot of things are pretty easy, way more easy than people think. But now I can just tell him what to do, and he's doing it, so I don't have to spend time doing it, so I can focus on other things. I have a great content writer, shout out to you, because I know that you're watching my videos, that is doing an amazing job when it comes to content writing. I've been training him a lot on exactly how I want stuff done, so I never have to really go back and forth too much with him. Also a really friendly guy, and it's more fun to work with other people. You're going to feel more motivated to work on your project as well. And obviously everything is going to take way more time if you're doing it yourself. So create systems on how you're delegating your tasks, maybe like, Excel sheets on the content plan, backlink sheets, and also create maybe like a Slack group where you have your employees so that everything is running way more smoothly. So people that are just trying to do everything themselves, it's going to be way harder to succeed, either because you don't really know how everything is working, or either if you're going to just overwhelm yourself with too much things to do. I can kind of add myself into this slide, because if you are in the community and you are talking to me every day, which a lot of people are doing because some of them are super motivated, so they're writing to me every day, you're not doing it yourself either, because then I'm going to be there to help you. So I think that is a really good advantage that I didn't have myself when I got started. So I really urge you to take this opportunity. I think that this is the last one, but I already kind of mentioned this. So you need the long-term mindset instead of the instant gratification, because things are not going to happen fast. It can take, 6 months before you make your first dollar, but after 12 months, you have a very stable income that many of us already have that are in this industry. You cannot believe how much some of these websites are making in terms of money, but none of these websites that are making 100K, 200K a month, they didn't make any money the first 12 months. They didn't make that much money maybe the first 18 months, but they stuck to it, and now they are multimillionaires. I think that I'm maybe somewhere in between. I've been making a lot of money from this, but I didn't make that much money in the beginning, but I stuck to it. I've been doing it for 8 years, and I'm really happy that I found this industry. So try to not quit. This is where I can also help you, obviously, if you feel like you have lost motivation. Book a call with me also in the description, so we can talk. Also, if you feel like you want to know more in specific why you think that your website didn't work out, you can also book a call with me so we can have a look, because obviously it's very hard for me in this video to go into specifics, because I cannot go into every website that has failed, because that's not practical. So back in front of the camera or in full screen. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I really would appreciate it, because I actually check my stats, and there are a lot of people that are watching my videos that are not subscribed. It would really help the algorithm to let me get more views. And also if you thumb it up, it's also going to help the algorithm. Would really appreciate it. You don't have to, of course, but hope you liked this video. I will see you in the next one. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.